Alrighties. Sorry if it sounds disconnected, but I was crossing my legs on my desk and my whole laptop just pretty much flew 5 feet in the air and the recording stopped. So if it sounds a little bit discombobulated, that's probably why. We're just picking up from where Chris said he was nuffing off all his players, and we only need 20 players if we nuffed out would be sweet.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. So potential strategy if you just want to go all in and you're over SuperCoach, but we're in it for the long haul, mate. It's a marathon here. So Chris, we just started talking and then the recording stopped, but let's go straight into captaincy. What's your perspective for captaincy this week?
I think that the Newcastle Titans game is the one that you look at. You could consider they play on Friday, so you're considering putting an early VC on either Callum Ponga, Greg Marzu, Fletcher Sharp. I don't think you do. I don't think Para against Dolphins. I don't think you do anything. I guess you could put a VC on Herbie, but I think that the Knights Titans matchup is way better. South Broncos, probably Bane Haas is another VC, but if you want to, Canberra versus Bulldogs, I wouldn't be touching anybody there. That's just going to be a dour defensive slugfest. 8-6 is what I probably predict it would be.
Yeah.
St. George, New Zealand, nothing as well. Cowboys, Panthers is such an interesting game. You really could be seeing or VCing Cleary, but again, depends on which Panthers team is back.
Yeah.
Drinky, do I want to be, especially if, last week's Panthers and, the one that they played against, the team that played against the Roosters 3 weeks ago, if that's back, I don't know if you really want to be putting the C on Drinky. He could literally come out with like 30. Such a tough watch if that happens.
I'm too scared to do the Drinky, to be fair.
I think probably also Melbourne versus Tigers. I think Paffy. I think you really want to be putting the C on Paffy if you really can. I think that's what I'll probably do this week.
Yeah.
Dude, Craig Bellamy absolutely spewing. Did you watch the footage?
No, I can't. I think I'm going to do it after we hang up here, mate. That's probably a good shout. How was it?
There's footage on NRL 360 of it's just him, Trent Liero, and Steph Utoy Ikamanu in the dressing room. Trent Liero is just looking down like this. He doesn't even want to look. He doesn't want to look at Craig Bellamy 9. You can just see Craig just going off at the two of them. Really.
So
anyways, I think that the Tigers sadly are in for a spanking this week. Yeah, it'd be silly not to consider putting the C on Paffy. And then finally, Manly Sharks. If you've got Tom Boy Fitch, you put the C on him. And also, Nico, sadly, he probably is also C captaincy material.
Oh my God. Can't do it, mate. I can't do it. Did you do a smoky on Garrick potentially or not?
No, considering the options for Cleary, Drinky, and Pappy, I don't think there's any need to, especially for like if you guys have any Knights players, I think you're putting a VC on them, really. Yeah. But I guess you could also put one on Garrick if you really, really wanted to. I guess he's due for a big score now. I think he's gone about 4 or 5 games. Just kind of just middle average.
Off the bye, Turbo's back.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a smoky. As we were saying last week, mate, I think the safe bet's always that Terrell May, Broncos, we're paying Haas sort of vibe. Do we think Terrell May gets like 75 minutes against the Melbourne Storm? I think so. So is that a 90-plus point performance then?
Yeah, I think so. It probably is the logical choice. It's just that after you go for a round like last week where everybody goes off for like 120, you're gun shy. It almost feels disappointing just to score an 80. But it's like what you said last week on the pod, Ryan. If had you literally captained, I think Terrell May or was it Haas, you'd be getting 90 every week. Yeah. And it worked out better than all the captains you've had these last 7 rounds.
I'm so scared to do like a Pappenhausen again. Obviously, Amy Park, 2:00. Haven't checked the weather in Melbourne, but definitely a potential late switch. I think currently I might just do Terrell May, and then if it's a dry track in Amy Park at 2:00, Pappy, let's ride or die, baby.
Yeah, look, I think that the majority of people are probably also going to be putting the C on Pappy. So if he doesn't go big, then I think the best hope for you and me really is that one of the Knights players just go big.
Yeah.
Against your team. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just an endless meme, isn't it? I don't know what to
Hey,
do.
look. It's either a good Titans team or you super coach. You can only pick one, apparently.
So true. I'm in shambles, mate. Just absolute shambles. Yeah, I agree, mate. There's so many good options at the moment. The Cleary, I think's again wanting to have another big game against North Queensland. Very much so they could go big, and yeah, as we saw 2 weeks ago, doesn't even necessarily need to have any attacking stats. You got 100 plus just being Cleary. So
Yeah.
the Cleary shout's definitely not a bad one. Yeah, I do agree with the Knights situation. If you're not VCing a Knights player, I don't know what the hell you're doing. And yeah, there's Smokey on Jerome Hughes. Any shout there or not?
I have zero confidence. I think you need to see some form of life from him coming back, making sure that he's running okay again. I think there was a stat saying that I think he's down to like 4 or 5 runs per game or something at the moment, which is why he's not scoring that well, and he's and not there's no line breaks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, Chris, I think that's we've covered everything. Is there any last words from you, mate?
Not really. Just I would like the Tigers to keep Galvin.
Just give him one of these ones, mate. Give him the claw, baby. Give him the claw.
Look. Honestly, hopefully we go on a hopefully we go on like a like a 6-game winning streak, and Isaac Moses sees the errors of his ways, and
yeah, good shout.
But also, if we don't offer him a $6 million contract, I just want to say, I think it's all good. I don't think he's worth it.
Nor do I, especially when you got a pretty good substitute and even Dewey as a third option. Yeah, there's definitely other variants out there. A lot of money for something unproven, but yeah, time will tell, as we've always said on this podcast. More tackles and tinnies listeners, I think we've covered everything. If you got any other questions, again, chuck us on social media. So your Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we're on it. Big shout out to Chris. He's the only one being able to back up after Magic Round because Adam, Andrew, absolute cats. They're too tired. Probably at kidding still. And we're here doing a God's deed here, mate, on Fantasy Files for tackles and tinnies.
Got to be there for the fans. And the listeners.
Mate, got to be there for the fans. Guys, we'd love to hear your holds. We'd love to hear your buys and sells for this week. Send in your team list. Chris and I are more than happy to debunk that. You can even get some shit advice off Adam if you want to as well. But yeah, that's Tackles and Tinnies, episode 4 of the Fantasy Files. Again, you can see us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, see our shorts, our reels, you name it, we're on it. But again, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and thanks, Chris.
See you next week.
See you next week, guys. Thank you.